Everyone, it's Christy here, and I'm here with my very first installment of my December Daily series for 2016. I'm starting with my album cover. Now, I have this Studio Calico album. It's a 6 by 8 and I was a little stumped, I guess, when I sat down to do the album cover as to what to do with that really graphic black and white pattern. So I decided that I would just start on the inside. I knew that I wanted to use this tree paper from Crate Paper Snow and Cocoa, and I wanted to use the tree paper because a lot of the collection that I'm using, which is the Snow and Cocoa collection, isn't really Christmas themed. And this is a December daily album, not necessarily just like winter pages and things. So I wanted to tie in some of the Christmas to the album, and so I use this Christmas tree paper. I hope that makes sense. So, like in the embellishment pack and the sticker sheet and all that kind of stuff, there is no Santa, there is no gifts or presents, there is no elves or anything like that. And so I wanted it still to kind of to be Christmassy. And so I decided to use this Christmas tree paper. So I'm just trimming it down. I love the turquoise inside this album cover, so I still wanted to be able to see that. I liked how the turquoise was continued or consistent with some of the turquoise trees in the pattern paper. So I just trimmed it down so that you could see about an inch around the edges of the pattern paper still. And I used my glossy accents to trim that down. Or, sorry, I used my paper cutter to trim it and my glossy accents to attach it down. So it's on there really well. And now I'm just back to the album cover. So you can see this really funky pattern. So it's an Ashley Goldberg album from Studio Calico. And the Snow and Cocoa has lots of soft pinks and blues and greens and that sort of thing. But it also has like a really graphic black and white component as well in some of the pattern papers. So that's why I chose to get this album. I've had it for a while. As soon as I saw the collection, Snow and Cocoa, I knew that I wanted to use it for December Daily, and so I've been slowly kind of acquiring supplies. So when I saw this album, I had to have it. So now I'm really struggling. Like, I have no idea how to decorate this album because usually I go for a snap album that has the colored spine and then the craft base, I guess. So really struggling, had to walk away for a little bit there, but then I decided to use these giant chipboard letters that are from Maggie Holmes collection a little while back. I'm just using my Studio Calico mega date stamp there to prop up the album just so that things lay a little bit more flat so that they don't slip and slide. I'm gonna use that flare that's a little bit buried under that paper pad right now. And when I was laying things out, it was slipping and sliding, so I decided just to prop on my album. So I'm going to use these gold chipboard letters that say December. And then I just went through the ephemera and I picked out two little snowflakes. I decided that I want to use this Joy Flare that's from Pretty Little Studio. I did put in an order from Pretty Little Studio in addition to some of the Snow and Cocoa supplies. So I got some tiny word like cut aparts that you can kind of see off to the left there. I got some flare badges and quite a few cut aparts actually that say things like Santa and presents and that sort of thing. So those will help tie in the more Christmas theme. And then I have in my stash of stuff, I have two kind of planner paper clips that are a gift. One's a gift and one's Santa, and they're kind of like a soft pink. So I thought those would tie in really nice. So you're gonna see those throughout the series. But anyways, so what I did was I cut down this 6x6 paper that has the stripes, and I just wanted kind of a base for my title to sit on, bringing in lots of the colors and things as well. And so I trimmed that down, and the seam is going to be covered up by that pink doily. And I believe that doily is from Studio Calico, possibly Freckled Fawn. I've had it for quite a while, and I don't think it's available anymore because if it was, I would buy like a ton. But just kind of laid things out there how I liked them. And at this point, I'm a little nervous still. Like, I'm not loving it, but I'm just going with it anyways. So I'm trimming down the papers and just kind of overlapping them a little bit. The pattern, that black and white pattern, is just so much that at this point I'm like, what did I do? Like, why did I go with this? And so I asked some of the Paper Issues design team girls like what to do with this, and one of them suggested to paint the album to tone down the pattern a little bit, and that absolutely terrified me. I'm like, there is no way I'm gonna do that. Like, I've never really painted or gessoed anything before, so there's no way that I'm just gonna like do that on this album. Yeah, no. So I just kind of went with my usual kind of style. I used the pattern paper, I used a doily. I'm using this pattern paper just to bring in some more of this bluey green, I guess, kind of hoping to tie in a little bit of the color from the inside of the album. And I'm going to put the year. So these alphas that you see off to the side are from the Snow and Cocoa collection, and I really like them. They're kind of more whimsical of a font, and yeah, I just really like them. I bought 2 packs of those, so I'll be using those throughout my album. So I just created a little flag, put the year down, and I really like that. And I'm kind of playing around now with these chipboard, deciding if I wanted it to be kind of offset and random or straight or more centered on the album or off to the left or the right. I decided to go with the right because I know that I'm going to use these snowflakes somewhere up top there. So I kind of wanted to create a diagonal line down the album ending with the year there. So your eye kind of follows the diagonal. And then I was playing around with this twine. This twine's from Stampin' Up. I got it on clearance a while back, and so the colors matched perfectly with that pink snowflake up top there. So I wanted to see if I could kind of bring in some more texture, some more dimension to the album, and tried laying it in behind. What I really liked the way that it was laying, but it kind of bothered me that you could see it in behind the letters. So I didn't like that. So instead, I decided to kind of have it at the bottom. I still want some more dimension and more interest. It was kind of falling a little bit flat to me. So I decided to bring in this chipboard piece from the sticker sheet of the tree. Again, tying in the trees from the inside to the outside and kind of just bringing it home that this is like a Christmas album. I don't intend to have Christmas things on every page, obviously. We don't have enough going on to have Christmassy things every day, but yeah, I do try to have a big component being Christmas, whether it's showing Christmas books that we're reading, or Christmas movies, or parties, or baking, or whatever, stockings, decorations, that sort of thing, especially on those days where we don't have much going on. So at this point, I've adhered most things down. I got those snowflakes on there, and I'm going to layer the flare on top of one of them. And I decide that I just need a little bit more black, a pop of black up at the top, just to kind of balance out the year at the bottom there. So there's this sticker, it says a winter adventure. and I really liked that, so I just add that up at the top as kind of like a subtitle, I guess. So December Daily, a winter adventure. Um, and I at that point I decided that I did no longer wanted the flare badge on top of the snowflake, but instead bringing some of the pink down a little bit to the center, just so that there's some pink at the top with the snowflake, pink at the bottom with this piece of baker's twine, and then pink in the middle with the flare. So attaching the baker's twine was a little bit tricky, and up close you can see a little bit of the glue where I messed up, but I haven't yet tried to remove the glue with like a glue eraser thing. So yeah, but I have that down there again, just using my glossy accents. It's my old standby that works so well on anything really paper or the flare or that sort of thing. So I always have that handy. So yeah, I have that down, and that is pretty much it. I'm just adding some more glossy accents, making sure that's down, and I really love the way it turned out. It's whimsical, it's fun, and it's different, and that's what my aim was for this year's December Daily. So I hope you'll join me for this series. I'm hoping to do weekly videos at the very least. And yeah, thanks so much. I wish you luck with your December Daily, and stay tuned.